Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Buenas tardes. Esperando que estén bien, saludos, bendiciones, donde quiera que se encuentre, estén trabajando con sus familias, espero que se la estén pasando bien. Y bueno, este es otro video más aquí de la práctica del English. Este es un texto que quiero compartir, esperando que sea de mucha ayuda pues, a la gente que le guste esto de los idiomas. A mí me gusta por mis artistas que son Doors, Queen, Beatles, Creedence y other groups in English. Ok, vamos a empezar. La lectura dice: Kevin is a mid-level executive at very well-known bank. He started working there about 5 years ago. When he graduated from college with a degree in economy. At first, he didn't know anyone at the company, but now he has many friends there. He rents an apartment in the city and walks the 10 minutes to and from work each day. He usually gets up at 6 and has breakfast. While watching the news in English, he doesn't like to hurry, so he doesn't leave his home until 7:15 or so. The bank opens for customers at 8, but most employees have to be there half an hour earlier for a staff meeting. Kevin works in the bank's corporate department, which means that he makes loans to the small and medium-sized companies. He likes to work, but somebody he would like to work managing investment portfolio. The stock market fascinates him, but he doesn't own any stock himself. Kevin doesn't often go out to dinner. Instead, after work, he goes to the gym for a couple of hours and then he goes home for dinner. Repeat. Kevin is at middle level executive at a very well-known bank. He started working there about 5 years ago when he graduated from college with a degree in economy. At first he didn't know anyone at the company, but now he has many friends there. He rents an apartment in the city and walks the 10 minutes to and from work each day. He usually gets up at 6. I had breakfast while watching the news in English. He doesn't like to hurry, so he doesn't leave his home until 7:15 or so. The bank opens for customers at 8, but most employees have to be there half an hour early for a staff meeting. Kevin works in the bank's corporate department, which means that he makes loans to a small and medium-sized company. He likes the work, but somebody here would like to work managing investment portfolios. Cartera de inversiones. The stock make bolsa. El valor fascinate him, but he doesn't out any stock actions himself. Kevin doesn't often go out to dinner. Instead, after work, he goes to the gym for a couple of the hours and then he goes home for dinner. the key. The question: when did Kevin graduate from college? When did Kevin graduate from college? Some of the Kevin friends for college went to work at the same bank with Kevin. Kevin is living in a rented apartment. It takes Kevin 10 minutes to drive to work. Kevin gets to the bank at 8. What kind of the company does Kevin's department make loans to? What kind of work would he like to do someday? Kevin owns stock in his bank. Kevin usually have dinner at home. When did Kevin graduate from college? Some of the Kevin's friends from college went to work at the same bank with Kevin. Kevin is living in a rented apartment. It takes Kevin 10 minutes to drive to work. Kevin gets to bed after 8. What kind of the company doesn't Kevin's department make loan to? What kind of work would he like to do someday? Kevin owns stock in his bank. Kevin usually has dinner at home. Ok. Ahora vamos a ver lo que es la traducción. Kevin is a middle-level student at very well-known bank. Kevin es un medio ejecutivo ecuánime en un banco muy conocido. He started working there about. Él se puso a trabajar ahí aproximadamente. He started working there about years ago, 9 años atrás. When he graduated from college with a degree in economics. Esto es cuando él se graduó en la universidad con un grado en diploma en la economía. At first he didn't know anyone. El primero conocía a he didn't know anyone. At the company both now he has many friends. En la compañía pero ahora él tiene muchos amigos ahí. At the company both now he has many friends. He rents an apartment in the city that works there. Él alquila un apartamento en la ciudad y camina the 10 minutes to and from the work each day. 10 minutos hacia ahí desde el trabajo cada día. He usually gets up at 6, a hat with bright white watching. Él usualmente se levanta a las 6 y desayuna y observa the news in English. He doesn't like to hurry, so he doesn't leave his home until 7:50 or so. A él no le gusta apresurarse, así que no sale de casa hasta las 7:15, un poco más o menos. The bank opens. For customer at 8. But most employees have to be the house an hour earlier for a staff meeting. Para el cliente a las 8, pero la mayoría de los empleados tienen que estar ahí al mediodía. They have an hour early after the meeting. Kevin works in the bank's corporate department. Trabaja en el departamento corporativo del banco. Works in the bank's corporate, which means, lo cual quiere decir that he made loans. What means loan to small, para los pequeños, ¿sí? Medium-sized company. He He likes to work for somebody he won't like to work. Many dreams, investment, many dreams, investment, portfolios, trading, investment portfolios, the stock market, the stock market, the stock market, la bolsa de valores, facing him, but he doesn't own any stock, actions and him, the stock himself. Kevin doesn't often go out to dinner. Kevin doesn't often go out to dinner. Kevin a menudo no sale a la cena. Instead, after work, he's work to the gym for us. En lugar de eso, después trabaja y él va al gimnasio para uno. Ok. Kevin is millionaire rescued at Very Well-Known Bank. Kevin is admitted rescued at the Very Well-Known Bank. He started working there about 2 years ago when he graduated from college with a degree in economics. At first, he didn't know anyone at the company, but that he had many friends. He rented an apartment in the city of the works, the 10 minutes and the from work each day. He usually gets up at the scene and had breakfast while watching the New English. He doesn't like to hurry, so he doesn't leave his home until 7:50 or so. The bank opens for customers at 8, but most employees have to be there half an hour early for a start meeting. Kevin works in the bank corporate department, which means that he made loans to a small and medium-sized company. He'd like to work on something. He would like to work management investment portfolio. The stock market fascinates him, but he doesn't own any stock himself. Kevin doesn't after go to dinner. Instead, after work he doesn't eat. Bueno, esta es la traducción. Yo creo que ya la van a ver de este lado. Pues bueno, esto es una práctica. Pues espero que les haya gustado. Que tengan buen día, tarde y saludos.